fragile bones, blood pressure that jumps up and down, fatigue even after simple tasks. Sound familiar after 60? There's a green vegetable rarely bought, even though it works on several of these pain points at once. Swiss chard. Stay until the end. I'll show you a few simple ways to prepare chard, and I'll tell you who should be especially careful with it. After 60, bone tissue gradually loses density, and the cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive to the body's salt balance. Swiss chard is one of the few greens that works on both of these fronts at once. Swiss chard contains a noticeable amount of plant protein with a minimal fat content. This makes it a convenient food for anyone watching their diet after 60. Light food that still gives the body building material. How to add it: a handful of chard leaves in a salad or side dish a few times a week. Swiss chard is especially rich in vitamin K. This nutrient plays a role in the processes involved in building bone tissue. After 60, bone density gradually decreases for many people, and a sufficient intake of vitamin K is traditionally considered part of supporting bone health. That's already two reasons for the bones, but chard also works for the heart. Along with vitamin K, chard contains calcium and phosphorus, two minerals directly involved in bone structure. This combination of three elements in one food is rare, which is exactly why chard stands out among other greens. Swiss chard contains potassium and sodium in a natural ratio. Potassium is traditionally linked to supporting normal blood pressure, since it helps the body regulate fluid balance. After 60, managing blood pressure becomes a daily concern for many people, and chard can be a simple dietary support for it. Chard contains vitamin C, which supports overall cell protection from oxidation. This adds to the plant's main benefits for the blood vessels and heart. Now, about caution. Because even a healthy green has its own particulars. Because of its high vitamin K content, chard can interact with medications like warfarin. If you're taking such medication, be sure to discuss the amount of chard in your diet with your doctor. Chard contains oxalates, compounds that in large amounts can be unfavorable for people prone to kidney stones. If that's your case, eat chard in moderation and check with your doctor. Even without added salt, chard contains natural sodium. People who are especially sensitive to salt intake should keep this in mind and avoid pairing chard with extra salt in their dishes. As with any new dietary habit after 60, if you have chronic conditions, talk to your doctor before making chard a regular part of your diet. Here's the first recipe: chard infusion with lemon and garlic. You'll need 100 grams of chard leaves, 500 milliliters of water, the juice of 1 lemon, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and 1 small or half a large garlic clove. Simmer the chard leaves in water for a few minutes, let cool, then add the lemon juice, honey, olive oil, and crushed garlic. Here's the second recipe: simple broth. You'll need 1 bunch of chard and 2 cups of water. Simmer the leaves in water for a few minutes until soft. This broth was traditionally used as a light base for other dishes. Here's the third option: fresh leaves as a daily addition. Take 3 to 5 chard leaves and add them raw to a salad, or lightly sauté them with olive oil as a simple side dish. Add a handful of chard to salads or side dishes 2 to 3 times a week. Pair chard with olive oil. This helps some of the nutrients absorb better. If you're on blood-thinning medication, discuss the amount of chard with your doctor. If you're prone to kidney stones, eat chard in moderation. Try one of the simple recipes to make chard a regular part of your diet. No need for a perfect diet, just consistency and a sensible approach. If this video was helpful, hit like. It helps other people over 60 find this information. Tell me in the comments, do you cook Swiss chard at home? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. It'll cover another underrated green that's good for you after 60.